Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about tyranny of numbers for the 2027 presidency and the opposition principles. And I've always said here, before I even go to the tyranny of numbers, I've always said that the opposition united is unbeatable. There is no way you can beat a united opposition. If you put Rigathi Gachagua, Matiangi, Kalonzo Musyoka, Natembea, if you bring these people together, you cannot win an election against this group. But the biggest disclaimer of the opposition has been a split. That's now division, having several presidential candidates from the opposition. That's the greatest challenge the opposition faces ahead of the 2027 general election. And remember, Rigathi Gachagua launched his party, that's the DCP party, and immediately after the launch, the closer allies to Rigathi Gachagua have been saying that come 2027, Rigathi Gachagua will be running for presidency. Kalonzo Musyoka has always said he will be running for presidency. And for those people who know what happened in the 2022 general election, they say that the former president Uhuru Kenyatta put a lot of efforts to ensure that Kalonzo was not on the ballot. That's after he missed on the presidential ticket. He missed on the running mate ticket because the running mate ticket was going to Martha Karua. And he should have gone aside and run independently. But it said that the former president Uhuru Kenyatta put a lot of efforts to ensure that Kalonzo supported Raila Odinga's bid without any significant post, and that's now difficult to happen in 2027. Now, Kalonzo Musyoka is also yearning for that presidential bid from the opposition. Fred Matiangi is saying that the Gen Z, they want Fred Matiangi. And other candidates in the opposition, Natembea is already launching, people behind him are saying that he's going to run for presidency. So this is the biggest threat to the opposition, and I'll always say that. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, there's one thing you need to know when it comes to politics. Politics is all about a script. A script is like if you have watched a movie, those people sit down and arrange hii movie ikitoka step, itaenda step, itaenda step. That's what happens in politics. People, any serious politician, especially for presidency, they invest a lot in getting the right script, the right moves. That's why you get some people at certain times making certain announcements, making certain moves that you didn't expect. It's because these people are being directed that if you do like this, and at that certain point moved like this, you'll attract numbers that will put you at a better chance of winning. And that's what is really happening in the Kenyan politics. Everybody in the opposition side is saying that he was running for presidency. That must be part of the script. Even if you don't want to run for presidency, you must start negotiating from presidency, so that if during the time of negotiation you are told now you are going down for running mate, at least you started from somewhere. So that's what happened entirely in the Kenyan politics. It all runs on the script. President Ruto is using his script. He will be using this script for the 2027 general election. The opposition principals will be applying their script. Now, let's go back to the main content of this analysis. But if you're watching for the first time, remember to subscribe to this channel so that we can grow together. And whenever I'm doing such videos, you're always notified. And for my returning viewers, thank you very much once again for supporting this channel for this tremendous growth we have got just in a short period of time. Now, in 2027, regarding Gachagua, I want to talk principle by principle. If it's Rigathi given that ticket, because I'm starting with Rigathi. After launching the party, the reason why Rigathi has all the rights to say that he can run for the 2027 presidency. Remember, Rigathi, as it's now, he controls the larger Mount Kenya region. And if you see all these other principles, if in any case we'll be going with tyranny of numbers, then Rigathi Gachagua is the one who's going to contribute much to that basket of the 2027 presidency. Otherwise, any of these principles, without the Rigathi it's difficult to win an election. If Rigathi is running independently and these principals decide to run, it will be very difficult for them to win, because Rigathi comes from the larger Mount Kenya region, which is voter rich. These people of the Mount Kenya region control about 25% of the total voting population of the republic. So Rigathi Gachagua, if given that ticket, he has all those rights. He is the contributor, much contributor the votes. If he's given that ticket and is supported by the likes of Kalonzo Musyoka, Matiangi, then is going to win asubuhi na mapema. The people of the Mount Kenya region will vote for him. Get a lot of votes from the Mount Kenya region. And if he gets support from this other Kalonzo, Matiangi, Natembeya, he will win. He'll definitely win. But as I always started and say, that the disclaimer is, can Kalonzo Musyoka support Rigathi Gachagua? Tuseme sasa wamefika kwa meza, wamesema if they are using maybe the experts wamesema the best person to get this ticket if mnataka kushinda, because sometimes the principals opt to experts and advisories. Experts, they get very genuine experts. Experts come and say that the best person to win is Rigathi Gachagua. Can Kalonzo Musyoka support that ticket? That is the biggest question, and that's what should be talked right now. Winning is not a thing we should be talking, because if you see what's happening in the Republic right now, in the Republic of Kenya, if you put any person from the opposition against President Ruto, that person definitely wins, even in the opinion polls we have been seeing. If you put Rigathi Gachagua against President Ruto, Rigathi Gachagua wins. We saw what happened on the Obina TV show, that Rigathi Gachagua was there, and that poll that was done, Rigathi had 93% of the votes against President Ruto. If you put Matiangi against President Ruto, Matiangi will win. If you put Natembeya will win. If you put Kalonzo will win. So the question is not of who will stand against President Ruto from the opposition. The biggest question is, will the other principals support that person selected? If you take Kalonzo Musyoka equally, Kalonzo Musyoka comes from the Ukambani region. They are voter rich. Wako na kura about 2 million. If they get support of Mount Kenya region, and if you get the support of Matiangi, Natembeya, then Kalonzo will win with and Kalonzo, is a soft politician, ana issues na watu wengi. If the opposition decide to support him, then he'll be voted for, and even the Gen Z can equally support that ticket, and he will win. Matiangi equally, if Matiangi apewe ticket, because a lot of Gen Z are behind Matiangi, I can tell you for sure that a lot of young people believe that they need a strong person against President Ruto, because unseating President Ruto is not easy. They need somebody who is strong, somebody who can defend the vote, somebody who can stand strong against the government. And Matiangi is one of the favorite candidates of the Gen Zs. If he's given that ticket, he'll get votes from the entire nation, leave alone the Gusii nation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to finish this analysis by giving you what complicates the opposition, the matrix of the opposition. And you can tell me what you think in the comment section. Rigathi Gachagua and Kalonzo Musyoka are people who come from the same region. For those people who come from Nyanza, it's like the Kisii and the Luos. Actually, some times back, there was that analogy of the eastern region being incorporated with the larger Mount Kenya region. And Rigathi Gachagua and Kalonzo Musyoka, as we're speaking today, they come from almost the same region. So, if that ticket is given to Kalonzo Musyoka, it definitely means that for the purpose of diversity and considering other regions, the running mate will go. If it's given to Kalonzo Musyoka, the running mate position cannot go to Rigathi Gachagua. Either Matiangi, Natembeya, or other principals. if that ticket is decided that it's Rigathi Gachagua taking, high chances are that that running mate position cannot go to Kalonzo Musyoka, because I've said that these people must come from the same region. Huwezi pair people from the same region. When you are on a larger table, itakuwa ni like mmetenga hao wengine. So if in any case Rigathi Gachagua and Kalonzo Musyoka disagree, then the opposition will have been threatened. And I talked about scripts. And whoever is organizing the script of President Ruto knows that that's the biggest weakness. If Rigathi Gachagua runs for presidency, Kalonzo Musyoka has high chances of not being in the opposition side, because he will not be given the running mate. Na hata kubali for the second time to go like what happened 2022 kwenye hayuko kwa running mate, hayuko kwa president. Kalonzo Musyoka cannot accept that. So the biggest analogy of the opposition depends on Kalonzo Musyoka getting the presidential bid. If Kalonzo Musyoka is not given that bid, I had Murara Kebaso saying that you'll be surprised with what's happening. You can be surprised that the Kalonzo Musyoka comes out to run independently or joining the other side of government. That's even possible, because he knows that if he makes a deal with President Ruto will be going for one term and one extra term. Then after that, President Ruto can support Kalonzo. But how are you going to tell Kalonzo Musyoka that now we are supporting Rigathi Gachagua, we are supporting Matiangi? That means Kalonzo Musyoka will be waiting for 10 years. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, you can tell what you think in the comment section. I'll take my more time to read and give you a response. Have a nice time and stay safe.